All right, folks, listen up. If you've been waiting for your Social Security check like it's the last slice of pizza at a family dinner, then January 6th is your day to celebrate. Yep, the very first payment of 2026 is hitting accounts, and it might just put a little extra spring in your step, or at least a little more jingle in your wallet. Now, before you start planning that spontaneous beach trip or upgrading to the fancy coffee, hold up. This isn't some surprise jackpot or lottery win. It's your reliable, steady Social Security doing its thing, showing up right when it's supposed to. But hey, steady isn't boring, especially when that steady payment helps keep the lights on and the fridge stocked. If you've ever wondered why it sometimes feels like your payment schedule plays hide and seek, January 6th is a great day to set a reminder. This check is like clockwork. And if you're smart, you'll know exactly when to expect it, so you're not anxiously refreshing your bank app like it's a social media feed. So, if you're ready to get ahead of the game, stay tuned because we're breaking down everything you need to know about this first 2026 payment. No confusing jargon, just straight talk. And hey, if you find this video helpful, do yourself a solid and smash that like button so others don't miss out. All right, now that we've got your attention about that January 6th payment, let's break down what's really going on here. Social Security isn't some mystery box that only opens when you say the magic word. It's a system millions rely on every month to keep their lives steady. But even though it's predictable, it can feel anything but when you're waiting for that money to land in your account, especially with so much chatter and confusion floating around online. First off, this payment date, January 6th, isn't random. It's part of the Social Security Administration's regular schedule designed to make sure payments come through on time, every time. For many folks, especially those new to the program or who haven't paid close attention in past years, knowing the exact day means everything. It's not just about budgeting, it's about peace of mind. You've probably noticed that your Social Security payment date isn't the same for everyone. That's because the system staggers payments throughout the month based on your birth date or other criteria. It helps keep things running smoothly, avoids overwhelming banks and the system, and ensures everyone gets their money on time without glitches. So, if your birthday falls in the first 10 days of the month, your payment hits on the second Wednesday. Those born between the 11th and 20th get theirs on the third Wednesday, and the rest receive theirs on the fourth Wednesday. But here's where it gets interesting in 2026. The first payment actually comes early in January on the 6th. That's because the usual schedule bumps forward due to the way weekends and holidays line up. For those relying on this money, it's a little extra head start to cover bills, groceries, or just catch a breather after the holiday expenses. Now, you might be wondering, is this going to keep happening every January, or is it just a one-time thing? The answer lies in the calendar, which shifts a bit each year. The Social Security payment dates adjust when holidays like New Year's or Martin Luther King Jr. Day fall on certain weekdays. So, while most years follow the standard Wednesday schedule, some years will have slight tweaks like this one. That means keeping track of your payment date annually isn't a bad idea. If you treat it like a recurring appointment, because honestly it kind of is, you'll avoid surprises and make your planning smoother. Another important thing to keep in mind about this January 6th payment is the amount. Thanks to the cost of living adjustments, COLA, that happen each year, payments often increase to keep pace with inflation. The Social Security Administration calculates these adjustments by looking at the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, CPIW, from the third quarter of the previous year. In simple terms, if the cost of goods and services goes up, your Social Security payment usually follows suit. So, for 2026, many recipients will see a bump in their checks compared to 2025. While it won't make you rich overnight, every extra dollar counts, especially when prices at the grocery store and gas pump seem to climb almost daily. This adjustment helps ensure that your benefits maintain their purchasing power, so you're not left feeling like you're falling behind. But keep in mind, the exact increase can vary depending on your individual circumstances and the specific program you're enrolled in. SSI, Supplemental Security Income, and SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance. Recipients may see different changes compared to those receiving retirement benefits. That's why it's a good idea to check your official statement or log into your Social Security account to see what your personal update looks like. Now, speaking of accounts, if you haven't already, setting up a My Social Security account online is one of the best things you can do. It's free, secure, and lets you check your payment dates, amounts, and get official notifications directly from the SSA. No more guessing or relying on random internet posts or rumors. You get the facts straight from the source, and that's peace of mind you can't put a price on. For folks who might be new to Social Security, maybe you just started receiving benefits or you're about to, it's good to understand how these payments work. The SSA operates on a pretty tight schedule, but life can get messy. Processing times, mailing delays for paper checks, or bank holidays can occasionally cause hiccups. That's why direct deposit is highly recommended. It's faster, safer, and most importantly, it ensures your money lands in your account on the scheduled date. No waiting or worrying about lost checks. Now let's take a moment to talk about something that tends to stir up a lot of anxiety. What if your payment doesn't arrive on time? First, don't panic. While delays can happen, they're relatively rare, especially with direct deposit. If you don't see your payment by the expected date, the first step is to check your Social Security account or call the SSA's official number to confirm the status. Avoid getting caught up in internet panic or scam alerts. Unfortunately, when payments are delayed or schedules shift, scammers jump into the chaos, sending fake messages promising early payments or special deposits, all designed to steal your information or money. Remember, the SSA never asks for personal info through emails or texts, and your official payments don't come with surprise fees or requirements. If you ever get suspicious messages or calls, hang up and report them. The SSA has resources to help you identify scams and protect yourself. Keeping your personal info safe is just as important as knowing when your payment arrives. Now, back to the payment itself. For many, that January 6th check isn't just about bills or groceries, it's a lifeline. Social Security helps millions cover essentials like housing, medicine, food, and more. It's the foundation of financial security for retirees, disabled Americans, and survivors. That's why knowing when the first payment lands, and how much it will be, helps people breathe a little easier. And if you're supporting a family member who depends on Social Security, it's just as important to stay in the loop. Sometimes family members get caught off guard when expected payments don't come on time, or when amounts change. Keeping everyone informed can prevent unnecessary stress and help with planning. Let's not forget that January is also a time when people start thinking about taxes. Social Security benefits can be taxable, depending on your income. It's not something everyone thinks about in early January, but it's good to keep in mind. If you have other income streams like a pension or part-time work, part of your benefits might be subject to federal taxes. Planning ahead can save you from surprises when tax season rolls around. One more thing to watch for this year is potential legislative changes. Every now and then, Congress debates adjustments to Social Security rules, from payment formulas to eligibility ages. While nothing big has been confirmed for 2026, it's wise to keep an eye on news updates. Any changes can affect future payments, and being informed early means you can plan better. All right, I know this is a lot to take in, but here's the bottom line. January 6th isn't just another day on the calendar. For millions, it's the day their financial stability gets a little boost. Knowing when that day is and what to expect makes a real difference. Whether you're planning bills, managing expenses, or just watching your bank balance, that first payment of 2026 is a moment worth paying attention to. So, keep your eyes on your accounts, watch for official updates, and stay connected with trusted sources. That way, you'll be ready, not just on January 6th, but for every payment to come. And remember, while the number matters, it's the timing and reliability of Social Security that millions count on every month. Knowing when your money arrives isn't just practical, it's empowering. Now, I want to take a moment and talk about something a lot of people overlook, the human side of Social Security. For some, that January 6th payment is more than just money. It's a lifeline. It's the difference between paying rent or falling behind. It's the difference between filling a prescription or putting it off. It's what keeps food on the table and the lights on during those cold winter nights. Understanding this isn't just about numbers or schedules. It's about real people's lives, and that's something we should never lose sight of. For years, Social Security has been the backbone for millions of Americans. Retirees who dedicated decades of their lives to building this country rely on these payments. Disabled workers who can't clock in like everyone else depend on that monthly check to survive. Survivors of loved ones count on these benefits to keep their household running. And while the system isn't perfect, it's one of the few programs designed to provide consistent support no matter what. With that in mind, this January 6th payment isn't just a date on a calendar. It's a reminder that this support continues, steady and reliable. It's proof that the system, for all its complexity, still works for those who need it most. And that's something worth knowing. Now, some people might say, yeah, but the payments aren't keeping up with inflation, or I barely noticed the increase. And yeah, inflation has been rough. Nobody's pretending these adjustments make everything easier overnight. But the fact that Social Security makes these cost-of-living tweaks at all shows a commitment to keeping up with the times, even when times are tough. It's not a windfall, but it's a crucial lifeline. And here's a tip. If you want to get the most out of your benefits, make sure you're checking your statement regularly. That means not just watching for your payment, but keeping an eye on your earnings record. It sounds boring, but sometimes errors happen. Maybe a job from years ago wasn't credited properly, or there's a glitch in your account. Catching those early can add up to more money down the road. Another thing to consider is timing your benefits strategically if you haven't started taking them yet. For folks who have some flexibility, delaying benefits can increase your monthly payments later. But that's a whole conversation on its own, and one you might want to have with a financial advisor or the SSA directly. For those already on Social Security, January 6th is the starting gun for the year's payments. It sets the tone for the months ahead. And with the way life throws curveballs, having that financial predictability helps people plan better. Whether it's scheduling medical appointments, buying gifts for the family, or simply paying everyday bills, knowing exactly when the money hits your account takes a huge load off. And here's the thing, even with all this info, there will always be moments when questions pop up. Why hasn't my payment arrived yet? Did my benefits get reduced? How do I get help if I'm struggling? These are real concerns, and it's okay to ask. The Social Security Administration has resources, both online and over the phone, ready to help you navigate these questions. Plus, organizations that specialize in senior services and disability advocacy can offer guidance too. You're never alone in this, even when it feels overwhelming. Knowing where to turn can make all the difference. Before we wrap up, let's touch on the future. Social Security has been under scrutiny for years, with debates about funding and reform popping up every so often. While nothing dramatic is set to change in 2026, keeping an eye on the news is smart. Any shifts could impact future payments or eligibility down the road. Staying informed means you're ready for whatever comes next. At the end of the day, the first Social Security payment of 2026 on January 6th is more than just a paycheck. It's a moment to catch your breath and take stock. It's a reminder that you're not forgotten, that the system is still here to support you, and that planning ahead makes life a little less stressful. So, mark your calendar, check your accounts, and stay connected. Because when that payment arrives, it's not just numbers changing on a screen, it's real help showing up right when you need it. And with that, you're ready to face 2026 knowing exactly what to expect and when. No surprises, no confusion. Just steady support delivered on time.